Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do this pendant reading that I had for the group ATEEZ. So yes, this is going to be a sort of an update because I think I had read for them 2 months ago, maybe, probably. So yes, let's see what the cards have to say about their current energies and what they have available for the few months, next month actually, 3 months. So yes, let's start. They got the Five of Wands, Five of Pentacles, the Magician, the Five of Swords, and the Empress. So this is really interesting because I do see a pattern of energies here, and I see a lot of fives. Of the in the minor arcanas, they got a lot of fights, 3 fights. But then they also got two major arcanas that talk about personal power and growth. So I think that here it's a very important lesson to be learned for ATEEZ. But what I find actually interesting is that um, still the sentiment of not feeling good enough is still here. And I think I caught on that sentiment when I read for them. Um, I had been feeling that actually whenever I read for them, you know that I consider myself an 18. I do follow ATEEZ. But always it shocks me how it seems like things are extra hard for them to achieve. Like, because I definitely see the success and I know they're going to get a very positive result at the end because I have very strong cards that support this. But nevertheless, there are other cards that also show me how little they have available and how they are always like struggling with getting what they need in order to succeed. It's like they make it at the end and it seems like everything is like a survival for them, and I don't know exactly what this means, but what the cards are showing me here is that this is all part of their journey, and it's all part of like every struggle or everything that they do not get when they need it the most, or probably like feeling like they do not have what it takes, or that they have to work extra hard to gain something, eventually it pays off. But the cards also remind me that if they are successful and if they are going to achieve greater things in the future, it's not because they have a great system of support. And I'm not talking about the fans, I'm talking more probably about opportunities and material gains, and probably, like, I don't know, having very influential people around them, or having like very important, I don't know, contacts. I feel like they are very often surrounded by very few opportunities, but they somehow manage to make it work and to have a very positive feedback. But I think that it's all because of their strong will, because we have the magician in the middle. So it's all because of their very strong and passionate willpower. nothing more, nothing less. Um, Sometimes I have this feeling that for them it's very hard actually. I mean, it's not just I'm reading for ATEEZ, of course, but I think that probably they show the everyday struggle probably of groups that do not have the same influence or connections of like artists of bigger companies, and how much this affects their promotions probably, or um, how often they are promoted. I mean, there's a lot of lacking here, and even there's a sense of poverty, like not having the resources, not having. Thank God the last card is the Empress. So they, at the end of the day, when they set a goal for themselves, they achieve it. And I think that probably they achieve it with the fans, like the fans and them. But I see them that everything is extremely hard for them to achieve. Like it's not an easy process. And sometimes they do feel a bit uh like a bit pessimist about their future, because they are like, how come for us it's so hard? How come we always have to give extra effort? Like, and but they are also like getting in contact with their own style of feeling victorious. Because I think that they are also taking what they are taking and absorbing of these experiences in this industry is that when you have enough willpower, and when you have the charisma, and when you have the presence, and when you have the magnetism, because the magician is also letting me know about them owning their own strengths. When they have that, when they master that, despite of all the things that they have against, or the things that they are lacking, they make it. They make it. So somehow, not being privileged, or not having privileges actually, or not having like this very like influence of knowing other influential artists of the same company, or not having the sort of like promotion or popularity, is what reminds them that it's all up to them. That they have to bring out their inner strengths, and their tools, their personal tools. And it's not just about talent. I think that it's more about charisma, and it's also about being magnetic and being unforgettable. um they have the ability to do that. They have, and this is what they can actually rely on the most about their career. Because when it comes to probably opportunities coming their way, I feel like they always feel left out somehow. I wouldn't say like discriminated, but they feel like a lot of opportunities that could be theirs are given to some other people. So even though they do not like to compare themselves, because they do not do that, because they do not have the time to look at what the others are doing. I don't think that ATEEZ is a group that is looking at what others do. they look at themselves, they focus on themselves. And this is also a great attitude. But here, with all these fives here, are letting me know of how hard it is to be them, and how lonely it can be to. I think that there's a sense that they can only rely on themselves and trust each other when it comes to making it in the industry. Um, they are in this. I think that also these few months, this they are also like getting more in contact with the truth of their success, and the truth about why they are where they are, and that actually nothing was granted to them, nothing was given to them, like the doors didn't open for them alone. They had to break in, basically, because uh I think that there's a lot of solitude, in this sense of, like, yes, I know, no one was waiting for us, or no one was expecting us to get this big, or to actually to be this famous. So there's this sense of, like, okay, yes, it's us, and probably we are our biggest supporters and believers besides the fans. um but they often feel like outcast, like they do not belong. Um, and there's this sense of, like, everything, like feeling, oh, everything is so hard for us. But they are not stopping, they are not giving up, this is not like a reading to make fans worry about them, because actually I don't see cards that indicate that they are stressed, or that they are exhausted, or that they are like going through a very harsh moment emotionally or mentally. Actually, no. But what the cards do show me with all these fives is that they go through moments where they feel like every time they want to do something bigger or better, or or like they they want to release more or do more, everything has to come out of their own personas and of their own um excellence as performers, because the magician, it's also um is also in arcana, that it's it talks about you having and being ready to use your own resources to go and meet the audience, because the magician is an entertainer himself. So you have to adapt. And I think that they are letting me know here, with all these five surrounding the magician, that they do not forgive, that even though there are moments where they have to pretend like they are probably more abundant or more prosperous than than they actually are. I don't know if maybe it's like they have to pretend that they have everything under control when they are not. So, even to pretend that they are more luxurious than what they have, actually. So it's like it can be tiring and very, like, but it's part of their journey. This is what I want to say, because at the end of the card, of the spread, we have the Empress. So ATEEZ will continue growing. ATEEZ will continue to expand. ATEEZ will have more chance to show themselves and grow as artists. But they have very present within themselves that nothing was handed to them as a gift, like, okay, here's your opportunity. No, actually, on the contrary, they faced a lot of moments of not having enough and actually like having to work with the little that they were given. So, but they do have the potential to keep growing because it's their destiny to keep growing. It's their destiny. It's their purpose. They are meant for greater things. But sometimes there are moments when they are like, oh, if people knew that we don't have enough of this, or if people knew that actually, I don't know, the way they like they have to put on this sort of attitude that they have everything under control and they do not have it, or that they have, I don't know, all these like even material things that probably they do not own. So there's this sense of like, we will make it. They like, it's sort of like a reminder that if they are huge tomorrow, don't forget like that no one gave anything away for them. Like, no one handed them anything. Like, no one gave them an opportunity or a free pass. They made it because of their hard work, their charisma, their talent, and also because of the amazing communication that they have with the fans, of course. But there's this sense here, like, of, because I was amazed with I was surprised actually with all these fives that I have here. The Five of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Swords. So it's like overcoming all those stages of like, I'm a stage in being in the five is the stage of lacking, of conflict, so probably they go through a lot of metamorphosis in that sense, a lot of transformation of feeling like I have nothing to actually gaining a lot in experience. So this was very interesting. Um, but I'm happy to see them like getting stronger and stronger every day. And here with the magician, actually, I think that every struggle that they go through is this sort of like lesson for them to become stronger. It's like a fuel to their inner fire, and this is why they get so passionate in every performance, and they give it all. They give them their all because they know that the potential and that if you have the right attitude, you can do more than actually if you had everything served already, because you would take it for granted and not appreciate it. They know where they come from. So this is why they always strive for something better and bigger, because they know that they live in the now and they make the most of it. So it's very actually it's very admiring. Like, I admire this attitude very much, and I think that we all should take a bit of ATEEZ, like in the sense that sometimes maybe we, instead of like regretting or being complaining about the things that we lack or the opportunities that we do not have, working with what we have at the moment and not feeling like a victim, and being like, okay, concentrate in what you can do, like absorb a better attitude, change your posture, and control the situation. Even if you maybe internally you feel like you are not in control, but don't show it to others. Like, be strong. You can do it. So it's amazing. I'm loving this reading. So thank you so much, guys, for being here. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.